You don't know who's swimming naked till the tide come in.
Con Dios a mi lado, ¿quién nos va a ganar? Corazón frío, baby, no puedo amar. Jesús me protege, te sigo al pendiente. San Judas me cuida de toda la envidia. Fumando María, yo gozo la vida. Siempre alerta, ando al tiro que nunca confío. Ojo la mano.
Your boy Cito, Zootedthird, Beyond the Views podcast, episode 13, LA to Toronto, back to LA. Yo, we got Zootedthird. What's going on, homie?
What's good, brother? You know, we just big chilling, California living. Getting the barbecue going. I got the whole team in here. You know, I got Fetty in the building.
What's going on?
I got my boy Remy right here. I got Suavecito in the cut.
Suavecito, what up?
My boy Popper rolling the blunt over there.
Yeah.
Take the pictures. My boy YS in the building, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We stay linked up out here, brother. You know what I mean? Like California living.
I see that. I got Zootedthird in the building. Episode 13, Beyond the Views podcast, the #1 podcast in the world. You know that.
Dios a mi lado, ¿quién nos va a ganar? Corazón frío, baby, no puedo amar. Jesús me protege, te sigo al pendiente. San Judas me cuida de toda la envidia.
From Toronto to LA, LA to Toronto, always showing love. Upcoming artists, Mexican descent, West Coast flow, the Mexican flavor, combining English and Spanish, putting it together in one world. Thank you very much for coming on the show, bro. I appreciate it, man.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you for having us. You know what I mean? It's not always where, you know, other Latin people link up, especially with international moves. You know what I mean? You know, I was having conversations with a couple of the homies that came down from Toronto, you know, to visit. You know, the Latin movement, as much as we want to say we're unidos, a lot of times we hate on each other. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I appreciate having us on the show, being that you guys are up in Canada, we in California. You know what I mean? Even with Zootedthird boys, we appreciate it. You know what I mean? We got Puerto Ricans, we got Salvadorians, Mexicans. We even got the black homie in here, you know what I mean? So, ain't no racial divisions, you know what I mean? We hold it down.
100%, man. And that's the reason why I have this platform. My platform is to embrace the culture, embrace everyone that's doing their thing, all these artists that's out here hustling and putting together some music, you know, creators like yourself. I've been taking in your music. It's fucking fuego. It's different. It's swaggy. You got some Spanish. You got some English. Yo, before we get started really quickly, I want to know what's your relationship with RBL Music? Because it seems like everything that I'm coming by with you and your songs, it's RBL Music. Shout out to Victor, Evelyn, Raised by Latinos. Go cop that merch. What's that relationship like?
Definitely, like you said, go cop that Raised by Latino merch, 110%. You know, it's deeper than a brand. You got to know what you wear and why you wear it. You know what I mean?
So look out for our merch. You know, the Zooted Boy merch, Zooted Club.
Yup, you already know. You know what I mean? So that Zooted merch. So I mean, you know, it's all in there like kind of the same umbrella. You know what I mean? Shout out to Raised by Latinos. I'm gonna be real with you. I've been making this music for like a little over 10 years. You know, there's been a couple peaks in my career where shit was about to happen. And you know, maybe necessarily it didn't happen, but it's like I told my brothers. You know, it's not when we want, it's at God's timing, you know what I mean? So, whenever, you know, primeramente Dios, vivamos ese día, y cuando se arme, se va a armar. So with RBL Music, I'm be very honest with you, I got nothing but love for Victor, for Ev, for Noah, for everybody that's associated with Raised by Latino and the RBL Music. Because, you know, I've been signed with them for a little over 2 years now. And in the 2 years that I've known them, they've done a lot more for me than a couple of people that I've known, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Eddie right here, this motherfucker's like my blood brother right here. Nobody knows, you know what I mean? But I've known this little motherfucker right here since he was 14 years old. We ran the trenches together. He's seen, you know, when I was still involved in the streets, he ran the streets with me. He's seen the progression of leaving the streets to get into the music. So, you know, we've been through real shit. This is like my right-hand man right here, you know, 110%, you know.
I'm on them tough.
So it's like, to break down that question is like, to be honest with you, yes, we've had Zootedthird boys before, but we wouldn't be to the magnitude that we are now without RBL Music. So it's like I give credit where credit's due. Victor does. He goes above and beyond for us. You know what I mean? Like he's definitely focused on the mindset where it's like we got to break boundaries. It's like our people, we have a lot to offer, but a lot of people don't open that door for us. Yeah. So it's like, yes, we want to like go and knock on doors, but Victor taught me that you know, if the doors don't necessarily open, we got to kick them down.
Just by the way that you're saying it, you got mad love, mad respect. You're someone that just really wants to put in the work and put all that BS aside. The fact that you and Fetty have been homies since 14, he pretty much said to you, look, put that trouble aside, put that gangster shit aside, bring that shit to the studio, and then start making music. Is that how things started off?
Yeah, definitely. It had a lot to do with Fetty and our other brother, which, like I'm telling you, like we never knew racial divisions. Tripping on this, the dude that got me to make music is actually black. That's my brother, August, Abide, Abide and Fetty. Yeah. They both got me into the studio, which was like a makeshift studio, at a house. They were like, bro, you're always writing shit. You're fucking around. Let's put you on the booth. So I was like, all right, cool. I went in the booth. I recorded some shit. And it wasn't like, not even to be arrogant or cocky. It was kind of like, I got in the studio, I recorded it, and it wasn't like I had to learn a delivery. I didn't have to learn how to pocket. It was just kind of like second nature to me. So after I recorded it, it was kind of me doing a favor for my homeboy Abad. He was like, I need a feature, bro. Just do it for fun. I did it. After that track was done, he was like, yo, this shit's fire, bro. Yeah. There's no way you're gonna do fun. You got to do this shit full time, bro. This has got to be your fucking main source of income, bro. Your dream, your passion, everything, bro. Put it into it. Yeah. I was like, bro, you sure? Oh, like, Mexicanos, we're not known for that. He goes, fuck all that, bro. Do it because you're good at it. Yeah. So, I give him a lot of credit for it. Fetty too. Fetty was, he was in the trenches with me, So, obviously there's not a lot of like real people when you live the street life. Yeah. Fetty was one of them. So he's met my family. He knows my mom, my sisters. So he would always be like, fuck the streets, bro. Go to the studio. Yeah. You know what I mean? That way your mom knows where the fuck you're at. Your sisters know where the fuck you're at. Yeah. You're not risking life. Yeah. Leave that shit for people who don't got a future. You know what I mean? Like, this is all they know. So it's like, if it wasn't for him and other like real motherfuckers around me, none of this shit would have really happened. I would have still been in the trenches, still doing the same old shit that we were doing.
Can we catch it on YouTube, your first song?
Honestly, I think the first song I've ever made, it was with my boy Abide. I used to go by Trans back then, you know what I mean? That's what most of my boys know me by. You can find that on the internet. If you could find it, bro, I give you props. That means you're a day one fan. I think the first song we ever made was called The War. It was nothing like for profit, it means like non-profit joint. Shout out to Jedi Mind Tricks, Vinny Paz. We hopped on Razor Blades of Truth, old school boom bap instrumental. Vinny Paz was definitely a big influence on my music, you know what I mean? So being that I could relate to him, I felt that it was only proper to hop on a beat like that. So that's the first track I ever did. If y'all can find it, go and find it. It's called War.
I'm going to check that out. I've been listening to Dinero, Diamantes, El Gallo is probably one of the newest ones you did. Uno. But yo, so starting off with Dinero is the one that we just started off with this episode. Some dope trap shit. And I've been listening to your lyrics, bro. And it's like, you're pretty much stating that, coming from the trenches, coming from the ground up, shit is not given to you. Nothing's given to you. You got to work for it. You're not someone that was brought up with everything like handed to you. You're out here trying to get it yourself, right? So that song, Diamantes, you said nothing in life is given, right? So I'm gonna ask you, like, what inspires you to write music?
My main focus, especially in my, my lyrics and my letra, is the fact that, especially from an environment that we come from, you know what I mean? There's not a lot of resources, or you can say like people you can idolize, right? So obviously our parents want us to be doctors, lawyers, police officers. Okay, let's be real, right? Our parents want us to be judges, lawyers, and cops, right? Well, we live in an environment where we don't necessarily trust judges, lawyers, police officers. You know what I mean? It could be whatever stigma you want to put it on. At the end of the day, we're young, we're brown, we're black, we're Asian, whatever the fuck it is, we're minorities. We're never gonna win. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. So we understand what our parents want us to do because it's an honest living. It's whatever quote unquote the American dream, right? Well, with cats with us, we kind of grow up with that resentment towards judges, officers, lawyers, or whatever. Even if we personally don't go firsthand through like the system, we have brothers, uncles, cousins, dads, grandparents, whoever's been in the system, you know what I mean? So it's like we idolize other people who put money into our neighborhood. So sometimes it might be a negative influence, but we grow with that. So being as far as music goes, to me, it was like, thank God I met, the people that I did at a young age. And it was like, yo, I can make a living off of making music. And now, like, we might be in the hood or whatever it is, but instead of living the hood life continuously, I can live it and put it in my lyrics. my lyrics. You know what I mean? So you don't have to live that life. Now I'm giving you that life for my lyrics.
Right.
And it's like it resonates with everybody. You don't have to be Mexican. You don't have to be black. It's like everybody goes through struggles in their life. Not everything is palm trees and sunshines. You know what I mean? You could be in the fucking house in the Palisades in Malibu, and you have stress. You have problems. It might not be as big as our problems, but nonetheless, they're problems. Because you can't sit here like what I'm going through is bigger than you because your situations are huge. It might not be as fine, but you feel that they are. You know what I'm saying? So when I make music about the struggle, it resonates with other people. And now, why do I merge my English with my Spanish? Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter if I get $1 million contract, if I get a $2 million contract, I put on for my people before anything. Because we don't really got a voice, especially in hip hop. So I'm gonna be the voice for the voiceless. You know what I mean? My people made San Bernardino raised me too, so that's why I got my San Bernardino brothers with me. But I'm born in Mexico. You know, I'm from Chilangolandia, DF. Shout out to capitalinos, ya saben, Distrito Federal. México, tan presente, Jalisco también, El Grullo, that's where my grandma's from. Michoacán, los parientos de aquí. Michoacán, Zacatecas, ya saben, las carnitas. But, being Mexican, raised in a Mexican household, I've always been exposed to Mexicanos not having a voice. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm a definitely be that voice for my people. You know what I mean? If I have the platform, I'm gonna do it.
But the platform, and you're doing an amazing job, bro. Dope. And that being said, bro, let's lay back because Diamante is one of the things that I gotta let people know is good. So just give me a second. Let's vibe to this.
Tengo me ha ganado, nada en esta vida regalado. Yo sí vengo desde abajo, todos los ardidos yo los mando pa'l carajo. Si les queda les regalo el puto saco, navegando por la isla con todo el líder.
Yo, that's fire. Fire. I'll be dropping little videos on that too.
As far as like music is tied into my family, my mom, she raised me tough, right? She was a rockera in her day. So I grew up on like rock en español. I'm talking about Maná, Enanitos Verdes, Café Tacuba, Los Jaguares. You know what I mean? And then obviously I'm from Chilangolandia. I grew up with cumbias at the house 24/7. My mom was a rockera, so even though she didn't know English, she listened to Queens, The Doors, you know what I mean, Pink Floyd, shit like that. So she put me up on game. I learned hip hop on my own. But as far as like learning my section, the first hip hop song I ever heard in my life was Running by the Far Side. And then I fell in love, yo. Like I was like, what the fuck is this, right? So what made me feel like I could do this shit was when I heard Summer Nights by Little Roz. That resonated with me tough. I was like, that's California to the toughness, you know what I mean? You're Mexican, you could do it, I could do it.
Yeah.
Like I told my brothers, like, there's like, at least in our culture, realistically speaking, this is why I push 110% for La Unidad Latina. Because if we can't help each other, no one's gonna help us. You get what I'm saying? No. Nothing in this life, like I said in Diamantes, nothing in this life is given. You gotta work for it. Yeah. But at the end of the day, if we get to that point, it's our responsibility to turn back around and help our people. If we get to a certain, a standard in this music industry, whatever it might be, it could be the business industry, it could be, cosmetology, whatever it is. Once you get to a certain, status and you're making good money, it's your responsibility as a Latino to turn around and help your people. It doesn't matter if you're Mexicano, Puerto Riqueño, Dominicano, Salvadoreño, Guatemalteco, whatever you are. You got to turn around and help your people. Porque si no lo haces tú, no lo va a hacer el gabacho.
Cierto.
The facts is in the history, you know what I mean? So it's like I'm saying, I try to put on for my people because growing up, we never had that. Latin artists, who can you really think of that was up there? Big Pun for sure. Fat Joe, okay. Baby Bash, Frankie J. I might be spacing out on a couple other cats, but it's like, we don't have that majority.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Thank God we live in a generation where a lot of people might not necessarily agree with me, right? Like, yes, we from the trenches, we're good, we're gritty, we're whatever. But you got to give credit where credit's due. Yeah. At the end of the day, right now, the biggest artist in the world is Latino, Bad Bunny. So it's like he might not be your cup of tea, but now we have someone for the Latinos we can look up to and be like, we can do this.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because he kicked down a shitload of doors. So he opened doors potentially for people like me, for people like fucking Chucky 73, Diego Flow. All these artists that are coming up still, he's kicking down doors for us. J.I. the Prince of, you know, the Prince of New York. A lot of cats that are Latino, you know what I mean? Like, he's opening doors for us. So, like, we got to give credit what credit's due, definitely.
Make it flip. Make it flip.
We gonna get it out the rip. Zootedthird, episode 13, Beyond the Views podcast. Yo.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Andale. I say it properly?
Yep.
When you been in hell and back, you remember where you started. Only feasting with the ones that I starved with. Put your trust up in God, had to go through the process. Now I'm en route to the guala. Fat Tony for the cheddar in the pasta.
Almost at 10K on Spotify as we speak right now. Yo, beat is sick.
Definitely.
You have like a girl sample on the beat.
Honestly, I can't even really like speak too much on that because all that credit goes to my boy Cadel. Shout out my boy Cadel, you know what I mean? Toronto native. We linked up, you know, thanks to Victor. My manager, shout out to Victor one time. RBL Music. He linked up with Cadel, you know, I guess Cadel had heard some of my stuff, you know, it was something that he really wanted to like kind of like, you know, invest some time into, you know, so shout out to him, you know, I appreciate him. So, you know, he's the one that kind of like found the sample to everything and kind of went with it, you know what I mean? So when he sent it to me, because I sent him a reference joint and I was like, yo, perfect. I love it.
Killed it. You fucking killed it.
I appreciate you, brother.
How does your creative process look like? So when Zootedthird hits the studio, are you a type of person where you already have your lyrics? Or do you like to write to the beat? How do you write? Do you have a certain spot you like to go to? Certain time of day? Man, when you get the best material out of Zootedthird?
Right. 110%. To me, the best process and the best, you know, place where I can be at when I'm writing would have to be 110% by myself. Because at that point, I'm a very firm believer in, you know, vibrations, energies, all that shit gets attached to your aura. You know what I mean? I'd much rather be by myself because that's you know, obviously when I can be myself, I can go through my thought process. I don't got to be stressed. I don't be none of that. And as far as my my studio time goes, I like to, you know, be conservative of my stuff. You know what I mean? But once I get in there, every hour counts. Being a kid that where you grew up in the hood, you don't necessarily have the resources to make music. So when you have people like Victor, where he's like across a couple borders away from me, it's like he really, you know, gives a fuck and believes in me. Yeah. I'm not gonna let that go to waste. You get what I'm saying? So it's like I'm for sure gonna get, you know, milk that 110%, and I'm gonna get to it when I'm in the studio. Every minute counts. You get what I'm saying? So it's like no distractions, no breaks, none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We got to get in it.
For sure. And shout out to Victor once again, real entrepreneur, someone that really fucking grinds. His vision is just like, let's just make some music. Let's make some content. Let's put it out. Right. I believe in you. You believe in me. Let's just work. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, it's, you know, especially like in the Latino culture, we're raised where it's like, you know, no cuentes todos los huevos antes de que, you know, que nazcan. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You know what I'm saying? No cuentes el dinero si no está en tu mano. 100. And especially, you know, I'm envidia, so you can't really, you know, talk to people about the shit you're doing. What I've learned is like the people around me, they're around me for a reason, you know what I mean? Because not even to throw shade or nothing like that, but a lot of the homies I used to have that aren't around no more, it's for a reason. You know what I mean? Because like a lot of people can be in your corner, but they're not necessarily rooting for you, and they're just around to see you fall, you know what I mean? And it's like the moment you don't start falling, y andas para arriba como putiza, these fools are like, what the fuck, dog? Like, I thought you was about to flop. You're not flopping, man. Fuck this cat. Yeah. But realistically, it's insecurities, bro, because it's not that they hate you. They hate themselves. Because we all started from the gutter. We're coming from the same city. You know what I'm saying? They hate you because you came from the same spot and you're doing shit they can't fucking do. But it's not that they can't do it. They're too lazy to do it. Mm-hmm. Get up off your ass and do what the fuck I'm doing. Ain't nothing was given to me, bro. I'm a gutter baby for real. You get what I'm saying? A lot of times, not even to put my business out there, but a lot of times you got to struggle between, am I going to pay the light, the gas, the rent? What is it? You know what I'm saying? But you make do with what you got, bro. Because ain't no fucking finding excuses. We finding solutions.
Ooh.
Mexicanos, bro. We Mexican. We can't Mexican, bro. You feel me?
What does El Gallo mean? For a lot of people listening,
Right.
when they hear this song, which I'm about to play it, El Gallo, what does that mean? Please share that to the people listening. What does that mean?
All right. Well, it's kind of like let's put it this way, like you know, like in the Latino world, it depends on what parts of you know, the country you're from. There's different dialects, right?
Right.
So in Mexico, it's kind of like out here, you know, East Coast, they have their slang. West Coast, we have our slang. So it just depends on what part of Mexico you're talking about. Growing up, you know, they'd be like, you know, es el gallo. So el gallo would be like, you know, that's the dad of the family. You know what I mean? The household. That's who's on it. Other people can be like el gallo, which means a blunt. That's slang in Mexico. A blunt's el gallo. You know, me estoy forjando un gallito.
Yeah.
Or churrito. It's kind of the same shit. You know, it's a blunt.
Yeah.
Or kind of like Chalino used to say it. Chalino, shout out to Chalino, el rey de los corridos. Mexico, you know, Sinaloa. Mad shout out and love to him. Rest in peace. You know, when you talk about El Gallo, you're talking about like a top dog. You know what I mean? That's the guy. That's who you want to be. So on that song, El Gallo, you know, some of it is talking about, you know, Maria. So I'm talking about El Gallo. You know, when you te lo forgas. But at the same time, I'm talking about it's an underdog song. You know what I mean? So it's like it doesn't matter who's fucking doubting, who's talking shit, who's a friend that turned a snake. You know what I mean? You keep pushing. Tú eres el gallo.
Yeah. RBL Music. Shout out to Victor, Evelyn,
Yes, sir.
Latinos, Zootethird. Check this out right here. El Gallo.
Los chismosos no me espantan nada.
Yeah, I got drip for every language, got me guessing on the shit. If I'm spazzing in the kitchen, got the shit that drives them wild. Toronto in the building, yeah, that's shout out to the six. Yeah, we strive for what we want, let the work pick the way. Ain't no time to catch them Z's when we chasing the green.
Yo, everyone listening, you got to check this song out, Zootethird.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
ELGALLO, El Gallo. Check it out. Zootethird, the reason why I asked you about El Gallo is that the time where I learned the word El Gallo was from Blood In, Blood Out.
Yeah, El Gallo Negro.
El Gallo Negro from Blood In, Blood Out.
Yes, sir.
That you have a song called Uno. And
yes,
your music video for Uno, why does it say it did not make the cut?
To be honest with you, it was it's no shade or nothing like that. It's just I shot a video on my boy TMG. You know, we tried, you know, some locations, you know, we tried some scenes. They didn't necessarily you know, meet the standards that we were looking at. So as far as, you know, time-wise, we're kind of crunched. We needed to put out material or whatever it is. I had put out a sneak peek to it, you know, maybe like prior to the video shoot. And I had got extremely amount of like good, you know, good support, good feedback. So I was like, you know, I don't know, you know, Victor got at me. He's like, bro, we're getting like crazy review on it. We're getting people asking, you know, when this is coming out. So the song right now is still in the works. That video was just kind of put out kind of like a teaser. So it says it did not make the cut because that's not the official music video to it.
Okay.
That's not the official beat to it. And maybe not even the official flow to it. I don't know. You know what I mean? I can't really speak too much on it. Maybe you guys get surprised. Maybe it's a different verse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like that's kind of like a teaser. You know what I mean? Like a little snippet, sneak peek to it. You know, some, you know, so people. You do your research, bro. Not a lot of people know about that. Okay, I see you, brother.
Listen,
you do your research.
I got to do my research because I really, like I said, I really do this because I really enjoy the passion of what people do with their music and their art.
Exactly.
And so that's 100%. And for me, everyone listening right now, everyone watching episode 13, I want you to let us know, Zootethird,
yes, sir.
Expect you in Toronto, maybe performing a song, vibing out, you know, with artists here in Toronto. That being said, Desorden went to go see you in LA. Yeah, I think you guys made a song together. Am I right? What's the exclusive? Give me some exclusive. Open up.
I got you. Yeah, you're damn, bro. Yeah. Okay, I see you. You damn, okay, you do your research. Okay, for sure.
Shout out
you know, that's what I'm saying. Shout out Vanessa, his manager. Cool people. Again, shout out El Salvador. There's, especially out in LA, there's a common stigma, or Mexicanos and Salvadoreños don't get along, right? that's been a stigma for far too long. I feel like, you know, we're at a point where it's modern day, you know what I mean? We got to crush that shit, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, somos Latinos. So, you try to get some exclusive. Okay, so, yeah, Sorten came out, you know, he was out in California. He reached out to Victor, shout out my manager, Victor Ramirez, you know what I mean? Shout out to Ev. Real humble cat, you know what I mean? Prior to him coming out of California, we had never really, you know, chopped it up, never really kicked it, nothing like that. So when he was out here, he reached out to Victor and he was like, you know, can I link up with your artist and with what he stands for? So I was like, okay, cool. Victor hit me up, he explained that. I was like, I'm down, you know what I mean? That works out. What part of California he's in. He explained that to me and I was like, bro, that's kind of like an hour and some change for me. Bro, when I tell you this Sorten, hit me up on WhatsApp. Shout out to WhatsApp. No promotion, no like sponsor, nothing, but it comes clutch, especially when you're working with international moves. You know what I mean? He hit me up on WhatsApp and he was like, hey, bro, I don't care how far you are. Let's link. I said, let's do it. Came, he souped me up. I had a studio session that day. We were supposed to link. He didn't care. You know, he picked me up. We went to the studio, locked it in. Shout out Golden Paula. You know, y'all got to check it out if you're in LA. Dope studio. Shout out my boy Darius, audio engineer and everything. But we got in there. He heard me spit. I did like, I think 3 songs. And he was like, yo, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, this is dope. So he got on his phone with his manager. Shout out Vanessa. I guess she heard some of the shit I was spitting. You know, she fucked with it too. Long story short, she was in California as well. We linked up, showed him around California. And maybe, you know, there might be some music coming out. You know, you don't know, bro. And maybe some of that music might come out in El Salvador before it comes out anywhere else, hypothetically speaking. You know what I mean? There might be
or maybe you're gonna give
coming out.
Beyond the Views podcast some exclusive, bro.
110%. Shout out to the 6, yo. Shout out to Toronto, Canada. Y'all done been showing so much fucking love, yo. You know, I'm a LA baby raised in a Dino, California kid, Mexicano descent. You know what I mean? I know there's not a lot of Mexicanos out in Toronto, but y'all done been fucking with the kids up, bro. You know, from the get-go. As soon as I signed to RBL Music, it was like a whole new door of opportunities for me. You know what I mean? Like, right. You know, shout out to I'm gonna be real with you. Shout out my boy Magic Chase. Shout out Desorden. Yeah. Shout out even to La Firma Santana. You know what I mean? Yeah. A couple cats. Majority though, shout out to my boy Cadell. You already know what it is. That boy be on hot with it. But yeah, you know, these are just artists that have taken the time to be humble and hit me up for like, you know, some work. Some, you know, some whatever this collabs, you know what I mean? But for sure, people got to know that, you know, as far as Toronto goes, this is one of the first interviews I'm doing. So shout out to Beyond the View. Shout out my boy Cito, you know what I mean? One of the first motherfuckers that hit me up, you know what I mean? So it's only right we got to do it. Shout out to the 6. We in San Bernardino, so it's the 9. You flip that 6 upside down, you know where you at. You at the 9. Shout out to San Bernardino. We Dino babies over here. Fetty over there in the cut. Got Dino. You know what I mean? Got my boy Popper in the cut. San Bernardino. Tap into my Instagram page. I got a whole video on there. Shout out to Golden Impala. So my Instagram is at Zootedthird. That's ZOOTEDTHIRD. Y'all follow that. And as well as my my label, RBL Music. That's MUZK _. Y'all follow that. But yeah, so it goes a little like this. Check it. It goes. Con Dios a mi lado, quien nos va a ganar. Corazón frío, baby, no puedo amar. Jesús me protege, pues sigo a pendiente. San Judas me protege de toda la envidia. Fumando Maria, yo gozo la vida.
For all the viewers viewing in, you know what I'm saying? I go by I'm Young Sav, Heavenly Record Music Group. All together. Heavenly Record Music Group. You find me and my whole team. I'm YS, as you can see, Young Sav. Let's get it. Appreciate you, bro, too. Pure love, man.
On the Views podcast. Let's go. Cito. YS.
Let's get it. This ain't no PG-13 verse. This is rated E for everybody who wants to smoke. Yeah, I got to chop the flow. Just like them blazing helicopters go. Get that mop and clean up the mess after I lock and load. It's game over. Yeah, I'm hella sick. With the pen game, here's the doctor's note. Got a proper dose. Let the proctor know before Tommy got to him. Ain't no obstacle opposed to me as impossible. My hitters stay banging like heavy metal. When the bullets kiss, ops get rock and roll. Fuck with any of my family, best believe you finna get rush or smoke, whichever they prefer. Ever since a young end, I've been cursed with a gift. Been telling y'all to wake up and pay attention to my blueprint. Now I'm cursed with a gift. Chilling with my boys Zootedthird, and you already know it. That's all I gotta say.
YS, yo.
Oh, but check it. I'm gonna spit some shit off the top. Fuck it. I'm always ready. Ain't no need for the practice. Latino rapper. Like my name was Dirty Sanchez. Pino glands always open, but they hoping that it close it. The name's Third Eye, so they're ignorant, thinking Illuminati. Ain't no shackles on my mind, soul, or body. It's time to wake up, smell the coffee. Our government is being around by some like the Nazis. Every day we wake up is a day closer to that new world order. I'd rather die on my feet than live my life on the knees. You're perfectly fine when being just another sheep. Yo, what's good? It's Zootedthird. Shout out to Beyond the Views podcast. You know what it is. Shout out to Cito, best podcast in the world. Toronto to California, LA, San Bernardino. You know what it is. Shout out to the Six. Thank y'all for having us. Y'all can find me on Instagram at Zootedthird. That's ZOOTEDTHIRD. Y'all can follow my brother, Zootedthird.
TTY_94.
Y'all heard it. Zootedthird_94. And then shout out to RBL Music. You already know what it is because none of this shit would have been possible realistically to them. Shout out to all my brothers in the building. You already know Picasso in here. You know Popper in here. You know YS is in here. You know fucking Suavecito in the building. Remy in the building. You already know what it is. Shout out to Victor because without Victor and without Eve, none of this shit would have been happening. You know what I mean? Shout out Evie. Shout out Noah. Shout out Victor. RBL Music. Raised by Latino. Shout out Cito. You already know what it is. We're going to get it from LA to Canada. We keep going. Rest in peace, Chiefs. You know, it's Chiefs world. We're going to get it. Zoota boys to the end.
Cheese!